Okay, so good morning. It's Tuesday after the bank holiday weekend and Tuesday after the Munster Stroke Championship in Cork Golf Club. How are you feeling?
Yeah, fine. I tore my adductor there over Christmas, and that's kind of at me a bit, so I've a bit of physio today. Grand, body's fine. I did a little bit of stretching yesterday, hit a few balls yesterday, but just in general a bit disappointed in the whole thing, but fine, just kind of figure it out. There's always a bit of a haze in a tournament after an event when it doesn't go to plan. Like, you're kind of in a bit of a haze, kind of figuring it out. So there's a lot of good, there's a lot of stuff that's not good enough at all. So you're just kind of self-assess it. I'm not necessarily a stats person, but I know exactly where my golf is at, you know what I mean? So, you know, when you hit good shots, you hit greens, you hit fairways, and so on and so on. And when you don't, but I think the overall thing for me is the technical calmness that gives me a mental calmness. You know, that's not quite there. In fact, it's not there at all. So I finished 10th, which is very disappointing considering, you know, even then the first round it was fine. There was a patch of golf there from, let's say, maybe 12 to 18 in round one. That was what I would consider good enough, which kind of brought me from kind of 1 or 2 under to 5 under. But you know, I didn't have enough good stuff to keep the foot in the pedal, which is the disappointing bit, you know.
You've spoken in previous podcasts about you're taking your notes throughout the entire round and stuff. What would have been some main pointers you took over the 2 days?
Attitude wasn't good, if I'm honest. So I did not have a good mental performance because I won't say agitated, but a little bit irritated at times because, you know, you'd hit, like, I had 2 shanks in the tournament. I don't have an issue saying this, like, people cringe on that word, but 13 in the second round, you know, and you've got some bit of momentum going. Like, I hit it stiff on 12, nearly hold my second shot, hit it stiff, lovely, go on to 13, par 3, and shanked it out of bounds, hit the next one to a foot. So yeah, grand, made birdie, but that still lingers, you know what I mean? Birdie with your second ball. That still lingers. And then in round 3, came out like a train in the third round. Played lovely golf for the first 4 holes, 3 under through 4. Got the lead again for the tournament, or joint lead, I think. And you know, I suppose not normally, but sometimes when I'm in a good place mentally and technically, that's me in a good, comfortable place. And I have put the foot down in the past, and it's great. But at the moment, I'm still trying to figure that out. It's not there. And then get up on the 90. And this is the complete confusing bit, I suppose, for me at the moment, is you get over the shot. I know exactly what happened technically, but get over the shot. Now it's a hard shot, 5 iron, you know, 205 into a breeze on 9, so narrow green, but felt great over it and shanked it into the crap, made 6, you know. So you're giving away 3 shots there, 2 shots the previous day. You know, even with all of that, that puts you in a good spot, even with all the other shite that happens in a tournament. Because when you do win an event, you go back and you say, you know, oh, I must have played flawless golf, like. But when you really think about it, there's some, I call them crises or crises. There are issues that come up, but I find it hard to accept myself that, you know, due to a technical issue, that you are susceptible to those type of shots. When I know, I suppose the way I kill myself mentally then is I'm the only player struggling with this in the whole tournament, which is bullshit, you know what I mean? And it takes a couple of days for that to wash away, but I suppose they are the mental inner demons that go on, you know? And then you have patches, as I say, like certain patches, like the first 4 in round 3 or the last 6 in round 1, that you're literally just kind of cruising and you're hitting the shots and you're hitting like nice wedge shots and you're hitting your numbers, and hit a lovely wedge into 17 in round 1, 138. I was looked at my book, 138. Anthony 138, bang. Shot landed 138, 2 feet from the hole, you know? And it doesn't get any better than that. But then the contrast is you stand over a 5 iron, really looking forward to hitting a good shot, and then you shank it into the rubbish and everyone's looking for the ball and you're like, lads, the ball's gone. Let's move on, you know? So And then 11 in the last round, par 5. I'd say I'm a million under par my whole life. Now I'm pretty old, right? So it's a hole that just suits my eye. I see it like a big runway, and I normally want to smash it up there. And I actually hit it onto the roof of the toilet, right of 9. I'm playing golf in Cork Golf Club over 30 years. I have never done that in my life. And then I tee up a provisional, open up slightly, hit an absolute bullet, hit a bullet 6-iron to about 5 feet and knocked it in for a 5, or for an eagle. Second ball, 5 for the tournament. And you're going, the contrast of that is incredible. And, even I not struggle with that, but there's a lot of positives there because you did hit those shots, but there's the one before it as well. But again, I'm around long enough to know not to really panic. It's disappointing for sure because you're probably leaving a tournament behind you. But you gotta just remember the good ones. You know what I mean? I think. So we'll see.
With the attitude or state of focus, looking back at 2021, would you have been able to just kind of resort back to a more of a positive mindset faster than at this point in the season?
I think when you have a patch, right? And there's always this thing in your head, have I had my patch? Is my good stuff behind me? But I don't think it is, to be quite honest. 2021, looking back at it, I think I was in a good technical place because I had hit a gazillion balls during lockdowns, and I just went into this kind of rocky camp mode in my head out the back of my house because we had nothing else to do. So I said I'm just going to tackle all these technical issues. So then I probably had an awful lot of work under my belt. I even remember in 21, I had the kind of confidence to say after winning the Irish Close, right, I'm going to win the Irish Amateur a couple of weeks previous or after. I had won the Munster Stroke play in the middle or before it as well. And it's just when you're in that mindset, you go there expecting your practice is a bit playful, it's all a bit more relaxed, and I had it a little bit in Cork there. My warm-up before the last round, or the last 2 rounds, I'd say, and it's funny, I'm reminding myself now, I was very playful in the warm-up and hitting nice wedges, and then I'd give me a 3-iron low cut or give me something else high draw, and it was just all very, and then 4 holes later I'm tied for the lead, you know what I mean? So I suppose there are bits of it there, it's actually not there yet at all, but you just have to go right, reset. Here's some of the stuff that is good. I hate my swing at the moment. I need to keep at that because I will not be happy until I see a backswing that I like looking at and that it's going to repeat. I don't accept the swing your swing rubbish. That's such bullshit. If anyone is listening to swing your swing, that is such bullshit. A lot of the greats in the past have said swing their swing, but easy for them because their club is nicely in a slot and they can deliver the club. That is a fact of life, right? So that is nothing more irritating, or if any coach or any young fella or anyone is listening to swing your swing, if your swing is not technically proficient, you're pissing against the wind. It's a fact of life, right? So let's just get that one out there. So, and case in point is me, swing your swing, great, you're susceptible to a couple of shanks. And I know why, so I'm trying to work on that, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they're the things that creep in. And there's good, you see Poulter have shanks every now and then. Same thing, same technical fault. So there we go. Just trying to work myself around that one.
Brilliant. Yeah, I heard a stat the other day. Is it up to between 50 and 60% of tee shots are hit fairways in the top ranks? So I would imagine that's a little bit lower, considering right now where we are. Would that be acceptable at 60%?
Yeah, probably. There's lots of stats. There's lots of different statistical measures out there. Decade, potentially the further down the hole you go, the higher the percentage of a positive outcome, etc. Irrespective of whether you're on the fairway or in the rough. Case in point is the 3rd hole in Cork. I felt I had too much off the tee to driver. So I was hitting it in the rough on the left side, on line with the left bunker with an iron. And it's a simple pitch. So that kind of flies in the face sometimes of the traditional stats, which is why I don't necessarily kind of go down that road. Nothing against it, but it didn't really suit me to kind of hit it way out the right. I preferred hitting it straight at the green with an iron, knowing I was going to be in the rough. There was another time laying up on the second one of the rounds again, and I pitched it stiff. I wanted to be in the left rough. One of the other ones was I had to lay up on 11. I wanted to be in the left rough. You know what I mean? So there are different, I suppose, course strategies. Sometimes 12 is a good example. You're laying up off the tee and you're not necessarily, obviously if you're in the fairway it's grand because you've a giddy green, you're hitting up to a green that's above you. It's a very giddy green, back tier. Sometimes it's better to be going in there with less spin, you know what I mean? Sure, you can knock a shot down from the fairway, but it's not a bad thing sometimes to miss a fairway, essentially, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, gotcha. Again, pulling from the positives, what did you feel in most control of throughout the 2 days?
my putter, putted lovely, really felt good my putter, which is nice. Everything else was uncomfortable.
Okay.
So my wedging was decent. Yeah, that's about it, unfortunately. But grand, no big deal. Like.
And on that, looking ahead to the Irish Am this week, it's obviously a short week and a quick turnaround. So what will your preparation look like?
Yeah, so a little bit of work today. We have a few bits to do. Have to get physio. I definitely have an adductor issue. It doesn't really impede anything around golf, but I was running after my young fella there the other day, and I felt it, and it was yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to just avoid any problems there. Picking one of the young lads up from the golf club here. He's going to travel with me and we're going to go up. Might do a little bit of putting tonight. Tomorrow is full. I'm going to spend the day figuring this shit out because it's got to be right. Part of me tells me it's not too far away. And I know for a fact if I get comfortable technically, I can just play. And if I play and get into the mix, I'll be absolutely fine. I'm lucky enough to have won this event twice already, and it's a great tournament, and I actually, you get attached to a trophy. So I definitely have an attachment to that one. Great golf course. We played it obviously at the West a couple of weeks ago, so didn't really play well there. So I suppose, yeah, I'm going to continue. I'm going to put in a good day tomorrow. I actually have a late tee time on day one, which is a good thing. So I can put in more work there. I don't mind doing a practice session before a round at all. So just go up, get my food together and get stuck in.
Brilliant. Apart from the 2 wins at the Irish Am, what would be some fond memories that you've had over the years there?
Do you know what? I've said this a few times. Like the Irish Am moves around to different courses. So this one is in Sligo. I have never really played brilliantly there, but it doesn't really matter if I can just get myself comfortable with my movements. And just, I know the course well, like, so it doesn't take much to kind of get yourself ready for it in one way. So I'm just treating it, look, I have a full day and a half before I hit my first tee shot. It should be enough time, so we'll see.
As always, we'll check back in. If not on the Monday, it'll be the Tuesday, and hopefully we'll be celebrating. So Best of luck, we'll catch you then.
Cool, cheers.